let's talk about the spread that's in front of me here. So first of all, there has been some major changes and transitions happening in your work environment. So we have here the Death card, which indicates transformation. Okay. And then we have the Six of Pentacles, which is traditionally, it's a work card. Okay. And so this is what I'm feeling here. You have all the choices, all the options laid out in front of you, right in front of you on this table. And you're trying to figure out what you need to tackle first, what you need to take care of, what demands your utmost attention. And you have to kind of triage and you have to prioritize to see what you can, get out of the way first. So I do feel like there has been a lot of changes and transitions happening. And as a result of it, I feel for many of you, you might need to leave some projects behind. Whatever it is that you have been personally very invested in, you're going to have to, let somebody else take care of it. And I'm also seeing you mulling over some of these changes. This is sort of like a stalemate, okay? The Two of Swords, not making a decision. Blindfolded, not feeling like you have all the information at your disposal, and not really knowing who around your environment you can trust, and as well, not knowing what's going to happen, not knowing the outcome of a specific situation. So in the meantime, you're kind of in this state where you are procrastinating or even hesitating about making a major decision. So even though the change is coming and you know that the change is very prominent, I feel like you're still sitting there trying to buy more time, or trying to hope that the situation is going to get better, or at least trying to figure out some clarity in the situation so that you can move forward and make a decision where you feel 100% certain. Okay. So I definitely feel like, once again, you're looking for more information. You're looking for more certainty. You're looking for more clarity. And I feel like you have procrastinated on a major decision here. And I also sense as well, there have been a lot of people just involved in the picture and expecting you to do things a certain way. And you're at a point where you're starting to realize that you need to make this decision alone. We have here the Magician, and the Magician is the manifester. He has everything that is required kind of set out on this table in front of him. And all he has to do is kind of synthesize the knowledge to be able to delve a little bit deeper and to be able to figure out whatever it is where that his knowledge might be lacking. So you're in a very powerful position, but I definitely feel there have been a lot of financial considerations really weighing on you, and as a result of it, you haven't really been making any type of movement or moving forward, mainly because there is a heavy financial burden here. I'm seeing for many of you, there's this sense of feeling indebted, okay? So I don't know if it's physically feeling like you might not have the proper resources to do something, or somebody has helped you with something in the past, and they helped you in exchange for something that you were supposed to do for them. But in the past, you might have been very gung-ho about, doing whatever it was that they wanted or expected of you, because, there was a time where they came in and they helped you. They gave you resources, or they really, helped move things along for you. But there were strings attached, and you feel indebted, and you feel almost like you're supposed to continue on that course of action that you promised them. But now the game has changed. The rules have changed. And you're not feeling emotionally invested in this situation anymore. And you're trying to move on doing what you feel would be best. But you feel indebted, or you feel like you can't really shirk your responsibility because you made a promise, or you made a vow, or you told them that you're going to be committed to it, but your heart is no longer in it. That's what it feels like. You're trying to manifest new things in your life, and you're trying to as well manifest a lot more financial abundance. And I feel like many of you are at a point where you have a lot of ideas percolating in the back of your mind. But as an air sign, you guys are very much like the thinker of the zodiac. You have a lot of ideas, have a lot of plan, But when it comes to, implementing these plans, I feel like you might lack the practical considerations in order to come up with a business plan, come up with a proposal, set pen to paper and, create a blueprint to be able to manifest it in a physical and a tangible way. Or you might be hoping somebody would come in and to, partner up or do this thing with you because you feel like your strengths might be in the planning stages, but when it comes to executing it, you feel like you need another person, somebody who has that, the fire, the drive, the ambition, the person that gets things moving. And so you might be waiting for this person to come into the picture and you feel like, I'm just sensing that the universe is really pushing you. It's really, really pushing you to act on this. But you're still hesitant. You're still waiting. You're still stuck in this state where you feel like you might not have all the information, but I feel like you do. Okay. We have here the Nine of Pentacles. This is a card about self-employment. This is like making your financial resources grow for you. This is managing other people. This is being able to dictate your own hours, being able to come up with some type of a business plan, a business proposal, where you are definitely in charge of your finances and you don't have to answer to another person. Many of you are really contemplating shifting, possibly from like a regular 9-to-5 job working under other people, and shifting into this type of an environment. And what I feel happening with the Six of Pentacles here is it's a situation where we have already mastered our craft. Okay, we have already understood or learned all the ins and outs, all the inner workings behind the scenes, in front of the scenes. We already know how all the pieces of the puzzle fit together. So if we were to run this operation, and if we were to, be put in charge, there wouldn't be any problems because you already know how things work. You already know the ins and out and the, I guess like the technicalities behind the scenes. You already know what it requires. And I feel like it's other people that you have to answer to that's creating a lot more blockages for you. If you were left to your own devices, you feel like you could definitely do it. But what I see with this magician is that he is facing a little bit of self-doubt, okay? His hands aren't really on top of the table touching the elements. He's just kind of looking at it. So he has learned everything in a very theoretical way, and he's trying to apply theory to practice. And he feels like there might be some knowledge gap, or he feels like he might not have all the skills or the capabilities, and hence he might be waiting for another person to come in and kind of mix all the elements for him. And so what I feel right here is it's telling you to overcome this inertia, and it's telling you to really, really make a move and not be stuck in this type of a stalemate anymore, because change and transformation is coming, and you have some really, really big lucrative financial ideas that needs to be kind of like planted in the ground, and it needs to be worked at. It needs to kind of like it needs to be brought into the physical world in order for it to thrive. And I feel like you're still at the point where you're contemplating, and you're still at a point where you're trying to decide, is there enough resources? Can I take this risk? Can I go ahead with this venture? Will there be a lot of financial loss for me? Or can I do this on my own? So there's definitely a lot of hesitation from your end as to, I'm seeing like, cold feet. That's what it feels like to me. A lot of cold feet, a lot of overthinking, a lot of analyzing, a lot of just looking on. And even though you feel like, I'm sensing many of you, you're 95% like sure that you can do it. Once you touch it, once you move it forward with it, you're going to have a lot of success and a lot of financial abundance. But there's something here that indicates to me that you're hesitant, mainly because, of that 5% uncertainty, okay, which is a very, very small probability. But either way, it does create a lot of worries and a little bit of trepidation inside of you that's not allowing you to move forward with something that you feel very compelled to do. What I'm feeling as well, we have the moon card in the front and center of the spread. The moon indicates our intuition. It indicates our emotional security and the things that we need emotionally to make us feel fulfilled. And I feel like for many of you, your ultimate drive is to not have to answer to other people, to not have to work under other people, to be free, to be able to have your leisure time, to be able to dictate your own hours. So self-employment is really big here for many of you, where you feel like you're more than capable and you actually like the flexibility of being able to have that, free time to yourself and to be able to work when you feel inspired to, and then, take a break when you feel like your creative juices have run dry. So I feel like you really want to get this off the ground, and whatever it is, it seems to me like it's more self-employment. It seems like it's a lot more like investment, watching your money grow and trying to find avenues and routes where you can put your money and to be able to have it work for you. Okay. What I'm also seeing as well is we do have a water sign here. So this is a Pisces, a Cancer, or a Scorpio type of energy. We have here the Page of Cups. And it's linked up here with the Four of Rods. This is traditionally a marriage card, okay? This is a family card, a marriage card, and usually what I'm sensing is we have a water sign here that you might be in a relationship with. And it's linked up as well with the Eight of Cups. This is a situation that we have invested a lot of time, a lot of emotional resources, a lot of time, resources, emotions, as well as energy into a situation. And it is the Cups energy, which indicates it's something that is emotional in nature. Once upon a time, it really stirred you emotionally and you wanted to be there. You wanted to kind of like build up to that apex of emotional happiness, which is the Ten of Cups. But somewhere along the way, especially for the past 2 years, okay? Somewhere along the way, things went awry, and I almost feel like a lot of you feel almost as if something is missing, as if this emotional situation could be a little bit lopsided, or somebody is not emotionally invested in it as much as you are. So if this is a relationship in particular, you were trying to figure out what it was, like what was really missing. Can I fix it? Can it be fixed? Can I invest more time, energy, and further resources and more sunk costs into this situation to make it better? And I feel like within the past 2 years, you have really been trying to stay ahead of the game, to invest a lot more time and energy into the situation because you thought it could be fixed. And I feel like the month of April is a situation where you're starting to think that maybe you're a lot happier and a lot more content just doing your own thing. So I feel like for many of you, you might be contemplating moving away from an emotional situation, or the other person might as well be trying to move away from the situation because they're feeling like the situation is lackluster. There's something missing, and I feel like there's something missing, but both parties might not know exactly what is missing. So I'm seeing a situation that could potentially be quite stagnant. I'm seeing a situation where things are like subpar. Things are not at their best, but both parties have trouble figuring out how to fix things, how to, fill things up so that it can reach that 10 of Cups sort of emotional stability and happiness. So there's something very lopsided here, and both parties don't really know what to do and how to fix it. And I feel like somebody might be emotionally checked out of a situation, especially if you're dealing with a water sign. So I have the Death card, which denotes Scorpio. I have the Moon card, which normally denotes Pisces, but I also have as well the Page of Cups. So Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. I see a water sign that's having that's going through kind of like a major metamorphosis in their life. They're going through some major transitions. They're going through as well a lot of changes in their emotional state. I'm seeing like a change in preferences. Okay. So what that means is, whatever they've liked like 2 years ago, I feel like they're going through some major revival or major change when it comes to the things that, the foods that they eat, the things that they like, the extracurricular activities that they spend their time on. Their friendship circle might have undergone some drastic changes. And then I'm also seeing from your end, Gemini, where I feel like the things that you thought you wanted before, you're reassessing. So both partner, I'm feeling, are going through major transformations in their own lives. The things that they thought they cared about, they don't care about as much anymore. So if one partner has been like very stable, very dependable, and has always played the role of the provider, I feel like the responsibilities for that partner, the partner doesn't want to do that anymore. And then if the other person has been a little bit more frivolous, a little bit more carefree, now they're a little bit more obsessive about savings, a little bit more obsessive about retirement, a little bit more obsessive about, nickel and diming and seeing how much resources they have at their disposal. So I'm seeing a major role reversal in a situation where two people might have might switch over when it comes to the roles that they play in the relationship. If one person might have been more controlling, I feel like they're easing up and they're letting the other person just kind of do their thing. If one person has been very lax and carefree, now they're getting possibly a little bit nervous or paranoid that their partner might leave them. So I do see a situation where a relationship needs to be tweaked. It needs to be fixed because somebody feels a little bit emotionally left out or emotionally unfulfilled in a particular relationship. And then I'm also seeing this emotional barrier and rift between you and a significant other where they come to you, but they feel almost like you enjoy your free time. You want to be left alone. And you might have other things that are really occupying your time, your energy, your thoughts, and they just don't feel like they're able to reach you, okay? And in particular, if you're dealing with a water sign, the thing about water signs is that, especially the Cancer and Pisces, they need a lot of together time. They need to share experiences and bounce ideas off of their partner, okay? Scorpios are really good about doing their own thing, making their own decisions, and not needing a lot of contact, okay? Scorpio is a fixed sign, so, and Scorpios, they're very, very emotionally strong. They're probably the strongest sign of the zodiac. And I feel like they're very self-sufficient. But when it comes to water, the other two water signs, Cancer and Pisces in particular, especially Cancer, they need a lot of attention. They need a lot of, I almost want to say being treated with like kitty gloves. They need a lot of attention. They need to be treated in a very, very soft, careful manner. So I feel like a partner in your relationship, if you're dealing with water signs, they might feel a little bit neglected. Okay. So this is just something for you to keep in mind as we progress through the month of April, and try to, be physically available and emotionally available to that partner if you're feeling them kind of drift away, or if you're feeling them, if you're feeling that their energy is a little bit further away from you, like they're drifting away, or there's that emotional rift or that emotional distance between the two of you. We end up the month here with the Three of Rods. And the Three of Rods, this is kind of like waiting for your ship to come in, okay? This is a really good card, which basically means things coming in on the horizon. It's almost like whatever you have been anticipating, it's already planted. It's like things are coming along already put in the pipelines, and they're going to be coming in for you, which basically means you're just going to be waiting for it, and it's going to be coming in the month of April. And what I'm sensing for many of you, new friendships, okay, the Page of Cups energy, this is like offers of love, offers of friendship, offers of dating. You might have somebody in your environment that you're heavily considering or heavily looking at. I see somebody who's very childlike. Their energy is very buoyant, very playful, very childlike. And I feel like they're very sweet and they have a really good heart. So there's somebody coming in the picture that you are waiting on. So they might be traveling to see you. You might as well thinking about making a trip and traveling to see them. What I'm seeing is there's a water sign as well that you might be waiting on. You might be waiting on a decision from them, or you might be moving away from one situation, making yourself single in order to pursue, new things that are coming into the picture for you.